Okay, this is my review of Unforgiven 2007. Um, Start of the night we had Punk versus Burke. This was a decent match. Nothing we haven't seen on ECW before, because they've wrestled like fucking 6 times already. Um, One thing I have to say about this is this went for about 12 minutes. This is how long Punk's matches with Nitro should have been, not 8 minutes. You're thinking, oh, it's just like a 4 minute difference or 4 or 5 minute difference. Well, that means a lot in a match. You'd be surprised. I'll give it 2 stars. It should have been longer, and it ended really badly. Once again, making Punk look weak, even though because he won by a roll up. I mean, and he's lost by a roll up. The only match where he's really won, where he's looked strong, is his when he won the ECW title. It just he just keeps winning or getting defeated by stupid ways, which make him look weak. I'm getting pretty sick of it. But that's what happens. Then next match we had Matt Hardy and MVP versus Deuce and Domino. This was good for what it was. It wasn't anything special, but it's the type of match that as Truth Slayer has said, it's the type of match that TNA should have done with Kurt Angle and Sting. But yeah, this is a good match. As I said, I'll give it 2.5 stars. I thought it could have gone for a bit longer, but there's not a match on here that goes for more than 12 minutes. Next we had Triple H versus Carlito, and once again I'm gonna agree with Truth Slayer. Where he said Carlito looked weak, and Carlito did look weak, and now Carlito is one of the guys who should be. He's the WWE's future, and Triple H is getting on a bit. I mean, he's just going to get more and more injuries as time goes on, and Carlito's a pretty good young talent. Yeah. And he's going to be leading them into the future. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Carlito, but he will be one of the top guys in the future. And this is just fucking stupid. I mean, having Carlito can't get disqualified, but Triple H can. And then Carlito just gets fucking squashed. I mean, it was a 10-minute squash, but it was still a fucking squash match. It was stupid. And then you had Candice Michelle versus Beth Phoenix. This was a decent women's wrestling match. Beth Phoenix showed that she should probably be the women's champion, just because she's that sort of. She knows what she can do in the ring. She's good in the ring. Candice Michelle, she's not very good, but she's better than what she used to be. So yeah, went for about 7 minutes. I'll give it 2.25 stars. Then you had Batista versus Rey versus Khali. I didn't think this was going to be much. I mean, it wasn't anything to write home about. It wasn't anything special. It was a decent match. I'll give it 2.5 stars. This is the World Heavyweight title match, and it's just 2.5 stars. But that is good for Khali, so yeah, I guess so. Then you had Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch versus London and Kendrick. I'm a fan of all 4 of these guys, and I thought it was a pretty good match. It had, good length. I'll give it 3 stars. It was a decent match. There wasn't anything really bad about it, but there wasn't anything really good about it. But I mean, it was good, but it just wasn't really good. It was kind of bland at times, but it was still, when it was good, it was really good. So I'll give it 3. Then you had Orton versus Cena. This was just whatever. It was short. Had a stupid ending. But obviously what they're doing is they're leading into another match, so we're probably going to see Orton versus Cena sometime in the future in some sort of gimmick match, like a ladder match or a cage match or a no disqualification match or a street fight or whatever. But we're going to have that in the next pay-per-view or whatever. That's what they're leading towards. So 2 stars just for what it was. Then in the main event you have Taker versus the world's sweetest man, Mark Henry. I'll give this 2.5 stars. It was pretty good. Taker did his job well, which was make Mark Henry look good. I mean, Mark Henry did well for himself. I mean, he didn't look terrible. I mean, he put some effort in, obviously, and when Mark Henry put some effort in, he does look a little bit better than what he actually is. People are always saying, "Oh, he's the worst wrestler ever." I mean, for his size and all that shit, he's really not terrible. I mean, he's not good, but he's not bad either. And the thing is, before he had his most recent injury, before when Batista made his comeback, he was actually showing some signs of improvement. Like he was doing different moves and all that. And now he's come back and he's put on a bit of weight. Hopefully he'll continue to just gradually get better. And if he sticks around, I think he's signed a new contract, so he's not going to be retiring. But a funny thing I just have to bring up is Undertaker will get a main event on a pay-per-view when he's returning from injury. In a match which he hasn't been there to really hype up. It's just been Mark Henry coming out and cutting a boring promo where the crowds are dead, and some footage and stuff, and they make it the main event. Yet when he wins the Royal Rumble and we have a lot of lead up to Batista versus Undertaker. It's like the fourth match at WrestleMania. I mean, and that was just fucking stupid because at WrestleMania he was more capable of having a good match with Batista than he is with Mark Henry, and they put Mark Henry and Undertaker in the main event just because it's his return match. I mean, or is a return match more important than is a return match against someone who hasn't really been doing much recently worth more than a title match, between a world title match and for the Royal Rumble winner? It baffles me. He goes and wins the Royal Rumble. They have a lot of build up going into their feud at WrestleMania, like 2 months or 3 months or whatever, and then fourth match at WrestleMania, and then all he does is injure himself and he returns like 3 months later, 4 months later, whatever. I can't remember. From injury, and there's a 1 month of build up or whatever, and then it's in the main event for pay per view. It confuses me. On the whole, I think I'd give this pay per view a 5. It's just it was shit. They can do a lot better, and I was expecting a lot more of this. I mean, a lot of these matches could have been a star higher than what they were, except for maybe Batista, Rey and Khali, and maybe Orton and Cena if they were going to do the same thing, and maybe not Taker and Henry. But the other matches like Punk versus Burke, that should have been better. Triple H versus Carlito, that should have been better. Matt Hardy versus MVP, that could have been better. Candice Michelle and Beth Phoenix, meh. That's Cade and Trevor Murdoch, yeah, that could have been probably a bit better, but it wasn't. So this pay-per-view is really disappointing. I hope the next one's better. And just really disappointing. I wouldn't spend $20 to buy the DVD for this pay-per-view. That's really all I've got to say. I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe I'll do it in another video. I'll be probably doing one tomorrow. I was thinking about talking about the Spectacular Legacy of the AWA DVD, if I have the time to do it tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, all that shit.